Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, to Texas, to Houston, and to biking routes where, I finally got the whole gang together. So my name is Evan. I own a small bike shop here in Houston, Texas, and not too long ago, I had basically two bikes. Yeah, two bikes in my family. And now I have a whole bunch of bikes for my wife, the kids, and I've collected a few bikes over the years, over the 5 years that we've been in business. So it's tough because it's like getting rid of, kind of your children in some ways. Just kidding. I wouldn't get rid of my children, but a lot of memories tied to a lot of these bikes. Some of them I don't really have any attachment to, and I just need to get rid of them. Others, it's like, should I not? But I'll go through each of them, say how long I've had them, why I like them or not. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of the bikes. If there's one you like more than the other, one that I definitely need to get rid of, let me know in the comments. I want to know which one I need to cut loose. All right, I'm going to talk about my family's bikes first and the kid bikes first, and then I'll get to my bikes. But yeah, first one up is the Marin San Quentin 20. This one is pretty sweet. It's been the family for a while. It's gone different places: Bentonville, Utah, Arizona. Currently being operated by my youngest, and we modified a little bit. The fork in the front, this is Manitou through axle boost, tapered, so we adapted it to the straight steer with a external cup adapter. But yeah, they've definitely beat on it over the years. Bent brake levers that we've had to bend back. They like to customize them with their little stem cap covers, but this bike's been cool. It's getting a little small though, so we're probably going to end up selling it. We upgraded the derailleur to a clutch derailleur Acolyte. Of course, the tires, we got some Minion DHF 2.4, which are great when you're out of town, but they are slow here in Houston. So yeah, but anyway, San Quentin 20. All right, I'm gonna ride all the bikes today. Yep. Oh, this is, woohoo. This guy's awesome. So fun. It's a little bit small. Man, if I was a little kid, this bike is sweet. All right, next bike up is my middle boy, which is the Marin Bayview Trail. This one's a year or two old, I think. But yeah, we upgraded the fork to an air fork, Manitou Marcor, and then we removed the spacers so to make it 80 millimeters of travel, so it's not too tall. I also changed the brakes out from mechanical to some Clark's hydraulic disc, and he has bent these many times. Yeah, he chose his little stem cap, "Don't tread on me." And other than that, it's pretty stock. We did change to a clutch derailleur with the Acolyte in the back. Pretty much that's the Bayview Trail. This is great for a 5 to 11-year-old. Nice brakes, air suspension. Yeah, it's a cool bike. All right, and the last of the kid bikes is my oldest, Marin Rift Zone 2023 model, I think. This one's a small 27.5. Haven't really done anything with this one other than pedals, and we installed a P&W dropper post on there. So yeah, pretty stock, not clean. In case you haven't noticed, I need to clean these bikes and tune them up again, but yeah, he's probably outgrowing this one too. So he's been growing, and he may need to go to a medium now. So there's his stem cap. You got this. Add some air to the shock. So squishy. Oh yeah, small feels good. Actually, I'd love to have like a small Rift Zone as like a full suspension dirt jump bike. Oh yeah, this would be fun. All right, next bike up is my wife's bike, which is a 2020, I think, Marin Alpine Trail 8, which we've had since 2020. Pretty sweet bike. She really liked the color. I think the color is sick. So I got it as a surprise. It's probably more bike than she needs, being an Enduro bike. 160 millimeters of travel up front, TRP slates, Deity handlebars, Deity stem. You have the DPX2 with the piggyback. We changed out the derailleur to a GX cassette. Still stock wheels, some Trail King tires. We changed out the dropper to a loam dropper, loam lever. Someday we'll probably trade it out or keep it or get maybe a shorter travel bike, maybe even a 27.5. She might like that better, but for now we're keeping this one unless she tells me otherwise. Could I ride a small Alpine Trail? I think I could. It's pretty fun. Big old wheel. This is a long bike for a small. She could do to a 27.5. All right, now let's get to my bikes. Starting with the newest bike to, I guess, the oldest one is the order that I'm going to do. So yeah, this one I haven't even cleaned it up yet. Just went for a ride not too long ago on this 2025 Marin Bobcat Trail 3. Only one ride on it, but I'm enjoying it. It's still stock. That will change soon, but yeah, sweet bike, 9-speed drivetrain with the clutch, 27.5 medium. It's very agile and fun, so I'm liking it so far. My first ride was a lot of fun. This feels familiar. I like this bike. I like 27.5, especially coming off my wife's 29. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun together as we navigate around. Fits me really well. Ooh. Front end's a little heavy, but this bike is staying since it just came in. All right, next bike up is this Norco Fluid VLT e-bike that is for sale. This is the S2 size. This is the C3 model. So carbon front triangle, aluminum rear triangle, 12-speed Dior, RockShox Deluxe, and the silo up front. I don't want to sell this. I'd like to keep an e-bike in the fleet, but just for money reasons, unless I sold the other bikes, I couldn't justify the cost of having one right now. Took this to Utah, Colorado during the summer. Only had like 4 or 5 rides on it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sell it, but I'm going to miss it. Oh man, these are fun. Every time. Acceleration. So fun. If I sell the van, then maybe I can keep this. It's probably the last ride on you, Fluid. It's been fun. All right, and next one's up. You've seen this one on the channel recently, and man, looking at it, riding it, I love this bike. Transition Spur. So I pretty much took the stock one, left the suspension, and then changed most of the things on it. Fork's the same, Fox 34 rhythm. Up front here, changed the grips, went to 1-Up carbon bar, which I love. E13 stem, which I also love. Biking Route stem cap, also love. My Lewis LH4 brakes, which these came off my old bike. Love these brakes, great power. Fox Float DPS, that's stock. Changed the cranks out to some X01 carbons. XX chain, went to GX axis, GX cassette. Tires are the same, but I did change the wheels out to some Spinergy composite spoke wheels to shed some weight, and changed out the saddle to Ergon titanium rails. But yeah, I love this bike with the transition old school brake line that's externally routed. Man, this thing fits so well. This was my lightweight kind of down country bike. It's perfect for Houston. This summer I took it to Utah, Colorado, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, if I have to sell this one, it's going to be tough because I do not want to sell this bike, but I may need the cash. All right, so here's one of my surprisingly most used bike, and I've had it probably the longest actually. Yeah, I've had this one almost 4 years now. This is a 2020 Surly Wednesday steel frame fat bike, 26 by 3.8 inch tires, so these suckers are chunky. And as you can see, it is filthy, and most of the time it is, because this is like my go-to, like go for a quick ride in the morning when it's really dewy and dirty, and I don't want to mess up like the pretty bikes. And so this bike gets most of the abuse since it doesn't have any suspension. It's a rigid fork, and so I just get it super dirty all the time and spray it off, and it just keeps working fine. Also, one of the reasons I've kind of wanted to keep it is because I want to do some bike packing, and I've looked into doing that. I just haven't done it. We'll see what happens, but I would like to keep this one. It's pretty stock. Wheels and tires are stock. I had a Defender because I kept getting stuff thrown into me, but changed the brakes to some G2 R's, P&W grips. Bars are stock for some reason, stem stock for some reason. Cranks I recently changed. Here's some carbon XX1 cranks that were on crazy sale. Changed the chain out, XX1. Also the derailleur X01, and the cassette. This is actually a Zitto like a knockoff, but it's lightweight, like 400 grams. I'll talk about this one in another video, but yeah, it's been a lighter weight cassette than the Eagle that it came with. Volt saddle, no dropper. I was trying to keep the weight down, which is actually not that heavy, surprisingly. So I never added a dropper. So yeah, that's my my Surly Wednesday. Oh, and I added these 8-degree pedals, which are pretty cool. I'll talk about these another time, but they have float. They're flat pedals, but they also have float, so it helps with your knees. Man, other than the e-bike, there's bikes that just make you laugh and just wants to make you ride them and just have fun. That's what a fat bike is for me, just like an e-bike. It's just ridiculous. It's like the monster truck of mountain bikes. Yeah, I just ride it and I don't really care what happens to it. If I have to sell it, I will, but I really enjoy. It's just fun to ride. I don't know. Fat bikes are ridiculous. They used to be more popular. It doesn't snow here, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense in Houston, but they are a lot of fun. Okay, so now it's going downhill. This is the more ridiculous part of the bike collection. This is Tim's, who used to work at the shop's creation. He left it here, so it's basically mine. I basically paid for it. And then for some reason, he doesn't want to keep it. He's busy serving our country or doing something like that. Just kidding, Tim. I'm proud of you. Yeah, this is a Diamondback Cobra 20 kids bike turned into a super mullet, 27.5 up front, coil fork up front. This thing is ridiculous, and I don't really want to talk more about it. Oh, it has Galfer rotor up front. I don't even want to ride this. All right, get this over with. This thing is a mess. Oh gosh, someone please buy this. Oh, what an awful creation. Yeah, that's enough of that. This thing is complete garbage. All right, next up is this Iron Horse Yakuza 5.1. Iron Horse actually used to be a reputable brand before they went under, and then Walmart bought them, and then they just slapped the name on random bikes. But this one's been around in the shop for probably 5 years now. It's kind of like a test bike. I actually found it at a pawn shop, and then I stripped it down to the frame for some reason, and then basically rebuilt it as just an experiment. So different wheels on it, box drivetrain on it, box 8-speed drivetrain. Generic IXF crank, WTB saddle, generic bars, Tektro hydraulic brakes. Up front is a Judy, RockShox Judy air fork. Did a video on this one way back when. So yeah, this bike was missing for like a year and a half. Loaned it to a neighbor, and I think he and I both forgot that he even had it. So it's back and needs to go away to a good home. All right, I've not ridden this bike in years. Oh, actually feels pretty good. Hey, for a beginner who wants a decent bike that can take them places, it's not a bad, inexpensive build. This can make somebody happy. All right, next up is this Hyper Hydroform dual suspension 29er. This one's very much hated by most of the people that have worked here at the shop for some reason. Basically, it was a Walmart bike that I bought before I opened the shop, stripped it down to the frame, rebuilt it, put new wheels on it. This is actually the third rebuild on it. So yeah, up front, Tim hated it, but we did a RockShox Revelation. So we did a tapered adapter, and then we did through axles on the bottom so that we could make it fit. Clark's hydraulics, which actually feel pretty good. Bar stem, some generic IXF cranks, D&M Shock Crank Brothers wheel set that we had laying around, Microshift Advent cassette, DMR saddle with cool colors. Part of me wants to get rid of it. Part of me has a little bit of sentimental value because this bike, this video that I did on this bike, the original video, actually like got our channel monetized. And I don't know how many views. I think it's over 100,000 views now. I haven't been on this bike in a while. Chain needs to be lubed. The geometry is not great, but you're a lot more upright feeling. But honestly, for someone, it could be a fun bike, especially for cheap. These Clark brakes actually work pretty well. Sell all my bikes and just keep this one. All right, Hyper, you've been around for quite a while. All right, next bike up is this one. This is a Specialized Rockhopper Comp FS. Julio, who's one of our friends and customers of the shop, he loves this bike. he loves 26ers. So Julio, I think you should buy this bike from me. But this was part of our cheap bike challenge we did last year. That's where the ridiculous Diamondback also came from. But it's actually a pretty fun bike for a retro. You got a RockShox Indy elastomer sprung fork up front. You have servo wave V-brakes, which actually work pretty well. This bike is actually in pretty good condition. That's why I haven't got rid of it yet. I kind of polished the frame up there. Took off the 3x drivetrain. The red chain, I know it's awful, but I did it for fun. Dior LX derailleur. Left the wheels and tires. Left the cushy seat. I left the S-Works grips because that's as close as I'll get to a S-Works. Changed out my bolts to some pretty ones. See? Steel frame. I don't know. It's a retro 26er. I have not ridden this bike probably since the video. Oh, these handlebars feel off. I think it needs a longer stem like it was designed for. Ooh, I like the sharp turn in. All right, rock hopper. We'll see. All right, saving the best for last. This is my back from the dead GT LTS 1000. So this is actually the second mountain bike I ever owned, this exact bike. I talk about it in other videos that I did this year, but this was my bike back in college, back in Utah. Rode it for 5 years and then sold it when I moved to Texas. And then it came back last year and I did a fresh restore on it to try to make her pretty again, changed the tires on it, left everything stock, XTR, retro derailleur, left the XT 3x crank, my RockShox coil fork, actually still in pretty good condition. Graphics and everything. The fork does need a full rebuild. I have that plan for that coming. I need to get some new elastomers and I have to order them from like the UK because no one apparently in the US has elastomers for a 1998 RockShox Judy XL for some reason. I did change the grips to these P&W Loams, but yeah, XT V-brake in the back, and then you have a RockShox mechanical disc brake up front, so very retro. So yeah, I don't know, I guess I can't really sell this bike. You know, it's got a lot of sentimental value and memories. Yeah, I just need to fix the fork, and then I think she's gonna stay in the fleet. All right. Oh man, I can't believe I rode this in Utah. Yeah, the fork is garbage now. It used to feel good. The rear feels good. My disc brake up front doesn't do a whole lot. Needs some work. But yeah, maybe get the fork fixed up. This could be a fun bike every now and then. All right, GT, you get to stay for now. So that's all 13 bikes. Yeah, what do you guys think? Which ones were your favorite? Which ones were you like, oh, like get rid of that thing? So yeah, I guess as it stands now, some of these I definitely need to thin the herd here. Some of them are going to be really tough to get rid of, but I promise you that soon I'm going to have to get rid of some of these bikes because honestly I just don't have any room for them, and I don't know where I'm going to put them all. So like in the end, like, you know, I don't know. I don't want to hang on to stuff just for the nostalgia of it. If it doesn't have use and it's not giving me purpose, why do I have it, you know? So I don't know. I'm trying to get rid of stuff, so we'll see what I end up keeping and what I sell off. So if you're interested in any of them, let me know. DM us on Instagram or here on YouTube, or send us a message. And yeah, one of them could be yours. You have to pay for shipping though, so no free shipping. All right, guys. Well, that's going to end today's video on our bike collection. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button for us. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from Biking Roots. And until next time, we'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.